Do you ever just arrive as a successful trader? Is there ever a time where you know it all and you can just rest on your laurels and trade? I don't think so. And just as a professional athlete, they constantly go over the basics and they tweak their technique. I think that traders should do that as well. Trading is dynamic, and it can be called a performance sport that requires you to keep yourself fresh and ready for action. And some of the brightest and the most successful people in the world would agree that anything you're trying to achieve will be a perpetual learning process. And so don't discount that philosophy in your life either. And we all have personal traits that we can continually work on to become a better person. The danger is that once you start to see a degree of success in trading or anything in life, you just stop making the effort to learn anymore, as it's easy to feel like you've already got the things all figured out, or simply that the extra effort is not necessary. But it's precisely when you feel this way that you need to be learning more. It's all too familiar a story that a trader can see a good run of results only to follow that up with a losing streak that more than wipes out those initial gains. Recognizing the fact that there's always the chance that your strategy will stop working or that your trading execution performance takes a nosedive, that should be motivating enough to drive you to keep learning. But most people are reactive to a drop in performance instead of proactive. In trading, we never know what the next trade will be or how that trading setup is going to unfold. We are reactive within the confines of a trading plan, but in terms of keeping our success in check, we need to be proactive with the understanding that once worked before may stop working. What's old is not always what's new again. And over time, things change, or at least they're fine-tuned. Let's take a look at the sport of fast-pitch softball, for example. And for years, the fastball was taught with seeing the back of your hand with the ball overhead. When the ball's behind you, face it towards second base and release it with a quick bend in your elbow. There's that old sports coach who might have had some minor success at the college level ball, but some time way back in history. And that's what they teach. Slow motion video has shown that the elite softball players, for example, they don't do that at all. The ball is either facing up or more towards the shortstop. The arm is brought down to the side and the forearm fires through the hips. The old coach, they persist with the same tired old methods, whether they have any merit or not, because that's what brought them success in the past. What they fail to see or to acknowledge is that there can always be improvement. Keeping up with the times might seem like a lot of extra effort and a big risk when you already have a successful way of working, but not doing so will ensure that you do get left behind. Far too many young pitchers are taught this dated form of pitching, and it's hobbling their chance of even greater success. And traders who choose not to evolve, not to grow, they can see their one successful way of trading turn their equity curve into a lesson in stubbornness. I don't think that I know any trader who claims to know everything about all aspects of the markets and trading. And there are plenty of folks who know very little about certain topics purely because they denounce them as useless. Now, of course, there are plenty of questionable ideas out there, but to dismiss the ideas just out of hand is not a wise approach either. Keeping an open mind is the hallmark of someone who still seeks that little edge to keep them on the path of success. And if you find success in one type of market condition, when conditions change, it's more than likely that at least initially, you'll struggle unless you have ways of adapting to the changes. It's such a common issue that traders lose a lot of money by being slow to adapt when the conditions dramatically change. Take, for example, when the stock market corrects lower. A steady push up for many months can be arrested by a sudden sharp sell-off, which can be really costly if you're not wise to this. And to compound that issue, many traders then see the added volatility as a precursor to a bigger sell-off. If it was just a minor correction, however, these traders also get caught selling on the surge back up. Take a look at current day. The markets just keep making all-time highs. This is going to change. Traders who get stuck in the mindset of bull markets and they can't adapt to the opposite are going to find themselves in a heap of trouble when that inevitable turn comes. And of course, there's a balance to be struck. Abandoning one trading strategy for another before you master it simply just papers over the cracks of poor trader performance. Changing from trading based on a theory that's currently making you money to the latest and greatest method carries risk as well. But simply standing still in the belief that you know all you need to know in order to maintain a profitable trading career is not a wise move. So make sure that you are humble and recognize the need for incremental learning. Be a perpetual student of the markets and yourself. Just never stop learning.